Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. Madhavdas G. Viewers, the Enforcement Directorate has caught another big fish today in its ongoing probe in the Liquorgate case. BRS MLC K Kavitha was arrested in Hyderabad earlier today following raids at her residence. K Kavitha is being taken to the national capital where she is likely to be interrogated by the agency as part of the Liquorgate probe. Now, the arrest has naturally riled up the BRS, who asked how the arrest was even legal in the first place. The BRS says that the agency had given an undertaking before the Supreme Court and Kavitha had protection from arrest till the 19th of March. However, top ED sources have told Times Now that the arrest is not a violation of any court order as there was no stay on Kavitha's arrest as such and the agency was well within their right to arrest her. In fact, BRS MLA KTR even had a run-in with the ED team when they tried to take Kavitha away, questioning their lack of requisite documentation. Listen in.
Search is over and arrest warrant is produced and now she says, hold on. And now she says we can't come in. Family cannot come in and she also says that she has no transit warrant, she cannot produce before a magistrate, but she wants to make a case. Listen, you have given an undertaking in Supreme Court and now you're violating it. You are in serious trouble. You are in serious trouble.
You have the legal remedy not to
Search is over and arrest warrant is produced and now she says, hold on. And now she says we can't come in. Family cannot come in and she also says that she has no transit warrant, she cannot produce before a magistrate, but she wants to make a case. Listen, you have given an undertaking in Supreme Court and now you're violating it. You are in serious trouble. You are in serious trouble.
You have the legal remedy not to
Search is over.
But what's the link between the BRS MLC and Liquorgate? Let's tell you more. A key accused in the ED's Liquorgate case, Arun Ramchandra Pillai, has told the agency in November 2022 that Kavitha and Aam Aadmi Party had an understanding and that 100 crore rupee kickbacks were paid for stakes in Indo Spirits. He also claimed to have represented Kavitha in Indo Spirits and became a partner on Kavitha's behalf. He admitted to have arranged funds and attended meetings on behalf of K Kavitha. Enforcement Directorate also called Arun Pillai a key conspirator and Kavitha's frontman. They believe he acted on Kavitha's instructions and connived to channelize payoffs to the tune of 100 crore rupees. The agency believes that this man represented Kavitha's Benami investments and had shareholding with liquor distributors. Remember, this is the third big arrest following that of erstwhile Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh, both in 2023. And as we speak, both leaders are currently in judicial custody as the probe continues. On the same day, the BRS MLC was arrested. A Delhi court also rejected a plea filed by Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal seeking relief in the same case and has ordered him to appear in the case. Naturally, the opposition sees a political plot to the arrest and believes the crackdown is time to the polls.
This is the modus operandi of the BJP. They are using ED, CBI, IT against the political opponents, rather at the behest of BJP today, send their teams to arrest her. I am telling you, it's a conspiracy of both BJP and Congress together in Telangana state to weaken us.
But all I can say is that there is ample evidence now to show that the ED, the CBI, the income tax, they become frontal organizations of the BJP. So it's very unfortunate that not only constitutional bodies, but statutory bodies also have been completely weakened.
Calling this politically motivated, that tomorrow is going to be the notification day when the BJP is deliberately doing this, is absolute rubbish and ridiculous, because the opposition parties will always say that the same is politically motivated. Several of them have turned approvers, including Sharat Chandra Reddy and Arun Pillai, who specifically stated that he was Ms. K Kavitha's representative in the entire transaction.
All right, we have some breaking news coming in at the top of the show. The ED claims that all procedures have been followed, that the witness as well as the warrant was shown to K Kavitha, and Kavitha has been placed under arrest at 5:20 p.m. The arrest grounds were duly served to Kavitha. 5 mobiles were seized during the course of the searches by the ED. Let's quickly take this across to our reporters. Joining us live with us is Bhavtosh Singh, joining us from the national capital. I'm going to come across to you first, Bhavtosh. In fact, Soumit also joining us from Hyderabad. Bhavtosh, take us through what exactly the Enforcement Directorate is saying, because on the one hand, you have the BRS, which says that the due permissions were not there, that the ED had submitted before the court that they would in fact not be arresting Kavitha, but despite that, they've gone ahead and done the arrest. What exactly is the ED saying to this charge?
Madhav, we have documents, statement of two witnesses who were in fact present when these searches happened, and ED has produced them, will be producing them in court. And these statements clearly mention that a team of ED officials reached the residence of K Kavitha, and once the team reached there, a search warrant was shown to her, and she signed that search warrant but was not cooperative when the searches happened. The searches started at around 1:45 p.m., went on till 6:45 p.m. Now, what the ED has said that during the search warrant, 5 mobile phones have been seized. Why this is important is that ED entire case is based on the premise that that at least some mobile phones were allegedly destroyed, or they were missing, which were used by K Kavitha while in fact trying to take some kind of favors from the associates linked with the alleged excise scam. The ED has also leveled a very serious charge. They have said that once she was placed under arrest, then people claiming to her brothers or lawyers, they entered in the room where K Kavitha was present, and this was an unlawful entry, and they were the one who delayed this entire proceedings. So what they are saying is that they have legal search warrant to carry out those searches. They in fact showed those search warrants. She signed that search warrant, and whatever happened next was completely within the law. Why ED is saying so is that they have said that there was no stay on her arrest, that Supreme Court never stayed any kind of or put any kind of stay on her arrest, and what has happened in between was that clutch of petitions were filed by different people, which was questioning the jurisdiction of ED headquarters when summons were being issued. Now, the documents that we have access clearly shows that due procedure was followed. Now, the remand note will be submitted in the court when tomorrow K Kavitha will be produced.
Yes, and what exactly will that remand note contain? That's the important part. We have more breaking news coming in. The ED officials have left from the headquarters for the Delhi airport, and Kavitha is being brought very soon. Let's quickly take this across, in fact, to Shivani. Shivani is with us as well on the broadcast from the Delhi airport. Shivani, how soon is Kavitha expected? And we understand that the ED officials are at the Delhi airport at the moment. Can you confirm that for us?
Madhav, K Kavitha is scheduled to arrive at 10:45, between 10:45 and 11. And the Delhi airport, while we were coming here, the whole route, we saw that there was the security force out there. And on the Delhi airport, also the ED officials have already arrived here at the Delhi airport. And what we are also being told now, Madhav, that after she arrives at the Delhi airport, the ED officials will be taking K Kavitha she can be taken for a medical examination, and then she can be taken to the ED office here in Delhi, because she will be in ED custody as she has been arrested in Hyderabad today. And all the arrangements are at place, and we are also being told, Madhav, that later she can be made to face the leaders, that the Aam Aadmi Party leaders who are already inside jail in the liquor scam, and then she will be asked questions. The procedure will begin, but now she will be arriving in Delhi in 40 or 5 minutes or so, and then she will.
So high drama expected at the Delhi airport there, but high drama was also witnessed in Hyderabad, and we have Somit with us. Somit, I believe she's going to come aboard a Vistara flight from Hyderabad to Delhi, but take us through the high drama that we saw when the ED officials were attempting to arrest Kavitha and take her away from her residence. It's at that point of time that several top BRS leaders swooped down, party workers, etc., and they were preventing the ED officials because they claimed that the ED officials did not have the required paperwork.
Well, Madhav, our colleagues Bautosh and Shivani, they spoke, about, initially, about her arrest and also about she getting involved into all this, Liquorgate, and like Shivani also confirmed that she'll be reaching in national capital, and she has taken 8:35 flight and she'll be reaching around 10:45 to the national capital, and she's been flying by the ED officials, and there are 6-member team who will be also coming with her, and she will be taken from there to the ED office, and tomorrow she will be produced before the court is what we are learning from the sources as of now, Madhav. But at her residence, high drama took place, and like chaos-like situation we have saw there, and initially 13 officers from the 9 local and 5 from the Delhi is what we have learned from the Kavitha's team. They came to Kavitha's residence. They shown her, like Bautosh said, they have followed the due procedure, because initially while entering into her residence in the ground floor, they have shown the search warrant to the Kavitha's team. Then later Kavitha arrived, and to the Kavitha also ED officials have showed that search warrant, and then after that they have carried out the searches at her residence. They questioned her, they frisked her, and later then the arrest order has been given to her husband, Ms. Dr. Anil.
Right, so a lot of high drama being seen over there in Hyderabad, and high drama expected in the national capital as well. It's going to be a long night here, the national capital. Bhavtosh, Shivani as well as Sobit bring us all those updates, and we'll continue to track all the developments right here on Times Now.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, let's take this across to our guests now. Joining us live at the moment, we have with us Siddharth Yadav of the BJP. Ishkaran Bhandari is a lawyer. We have with us Dinesh Chaudhary of the BRS. Dr. Piyush Joshi is a political analyst joining us. And Kamruzaman Chaudhary, a political analyst leaning toward the Congress party, also with us on the broadcast. Let me start first and foremost. Dinesh Chaudhary, the claim that was being made earlier, and we saw how KTR was in a video scene claiming that there is no permission, that there are no court orders which allow for this arrest. But the ED says otherwise. They say no. There is no such injunction or restriction on us from any court. How do you respond to that? Dinesh Chaudhary.
Yes, Madhav. Firstly, KTRG was not questioning whether they are court orders or not. He was asking them, show us the transit warrant. Because whenever you have to take an accused from one state to another, they have to get a transit warrant from the local magistrate by producing them. But they did not have it with them. So he was questioning that. And secondarily, he was questioning them, saying that ED has clearly stated before Supreme Court, they have given an undertaking that unless until the petition filed by Srimati Kavitha Ji in Supreme Court regarding the apprehension she had on the questioning on ED and its validity, they said that unless until this petition is disposed of, we will not take any action on her or arrest her. So that was what KTRG was questioning.
Okay. Let me bring in Ishkaran on the legality of it. Ishkaran, the legality of it, here you have Mr. Dinesh Chaudhary saying that there is no transit remand taken and there was a court order. In fact, that was my question to him. But he insists that there is a court order that prevents, or ED has given an undertaking to the Supreme Court that they will not conduct such an arrest. On those two legal points. One second, Mr. Chaudhary, you had your turn. Now let Ishkaran respond to the points that you made.
Yeah. Let me answer it very simply. If there is an undertaking given by ED that they will not arrest, and an undertaking given to the highest court of law of the land, Supreme Court, I don't know any case in which ED would dare to breach it. That would be a direct contempt of the court. If you have such an undertaking recorded in an order, please show it, and I am sure every court will give you immediate bail, and not even bail. You would have rushed to the Supreme Court, mentioned it, and if such an undertaking was there, Madhav, it's very simple. If any investigative agency gives an undertaking not to arrest to the Supreme Court, then not doing it or violating it is contempt. That is why I say this is a political statement. It is not a legal statement. I do not think there would be any undertaking, because the consequences of violating that would be extremely serious, and ED will not do that.
So they are citing Ishkaran. In fact, let's get the record straight.
And that order of the Supreme Court.
Let's just to get the record straight, they are citing one particular letter that has been written by P. Mohit Rao, advocate to the Supreme Court. It's dated 15/3, that is of course today. And the subject is with respect to the petition challenging the proceedings relating to ECIR/HUII 14/2022 and issuance of summons due pending adjudication. The advocate says to Kavitha that this is for information that matter was listed. Supreme Court was about to pass an order granting specific order of protection restraint. SV Raju, learned at ASD, made a statement that no such action will be taken. The same was reported in the media. The statement was sought to be retracted and taken back today, 15/3, where the matter has been fixed for final hearing and disposal on 19/3. However, the Honorable Supreme Court did not acknowledge the same when the matter has been posted to 19/3. Is this letter that's been cited by the BRS? Ishkaran.
But that, Madhav, that's a lawyer's letter to his client. That is not a court order. That is why I'm saying if there is it will become very clear tomorrow. Is there a court undertaking or is there not a court undertaking? What you are reading is a lawyer's letter to his client. I don't want to judge that lawyer or what happened between a lawyer and a client. I have nobody to say that. But I am saying I have not seen anything which is an order of the Honorable Supreme Court where an order has been passed that there is a stay on arrest or there is a no coercive action or there is an undertaking. If they have that order, then we can discuss.
Do you have that order with you, Dinesh? Do you have that order with you where the court has stayed any proceeding or any coercive action?
Madhav, that's what I've been trying to explain, but even that gentleman doesn't seem to comprehend what I am saying. We have never said that there is an order of Supreme Court, but as mentioned in the advocate's letter to Srimati Kavitha G, even the ED officer's name has been mentioned where he has given an undertaking to the Supreme Court that unless until
it's the ASD, it's the ASD, not an ED officer. Let me correct you on facts.
So, we are not saying that somebody is trying to put those words on our behalf. We are not saying those things.
Okay. Now, Mr. Dinesh Chaudhary, if you have to believe this letter, then perhaps we also should rely a little bit on this letter, which is the arrest memo of the ED, and I have it in my hand. The last line is the allegation. The allegation as per the Enforcement Directorate is that Srimati Kalvakuntla Kavitha is found guilty of offence of money laundering defined under Section 3 of PMLA and punishable under Section 4 of the PMLA. Now, is this not a serious charge then that she's facing?
Madhav, let me be clear. Has ED established any money trail connecting Srimati Kavitha Ji? Has any amount been recovered? Has any money been found in her account? Is she a partner in any distillery or brewery in which Delhi Liquorgate is accused? Has she been power in Delhi? All these things, they are based just upon the statements of a few arrested accused who have been coerced into doing so. And let me tell you, Arvind Pillai has retracted its statement previously.
Okay. Siddharth Yadav.
He had given them under duress.
Got your point. Siddharth Yadav, all this is happening under duress. All the so-called accused statements, all the so-called witness statements are all, some kind of arm twisting that has happened is the BRS's allegation. Please respond, Siddharth Yadav, to that.
Madhav, first of all, what has to be understood is nothing is happening overnight. This is a long-standing case. Investigations have been going on from long time. 2022, she was called in. She was interrogated by the CBI. She was a witness then. And investigations have been going on. Leaders, ministers have been arrested in this case. They are behind the bars. They are not getting the bail. And she is connected to that case, to them. And now the investigation has gone up to her. And she also has to face the procedure of the law. This is point number one. Nobody is above the law. If KTR feels he can make a video, he can come here, he can send his spokespersons, he can sit on the TV and say, try to make a narrative, this has gone wrong, that has gone wrong. My request today to BRS spokesperson and leaders is, don't waste your time here. Go and see the court tomorrow morning. Go and see the Supreme Court mention your case. If anything illegal happened today, go and seek a bail. If the arrest was illegal, quash these proceedings and you will get a bail and you will come out scot-free and then go to the public.
Okay.
But why make a narrative?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know you
but
can't
we need to expose you.
You are trying to cite a letter.
We need to expose
No, one by one. Let me bring another panelist also, please.
Of the Supreme Court.
Okay, Siddharth Yadav is making a point, Dr. Piyush Joshi, that if there's anything wrong or anything that's not in compliance with the law, approach the courts. The courts are there. And also, let me bring in the Aam Aadmi Party into this, because the charge that is being mentioned by the agency in this particular case is one of the statements that has been made, as far as the alleged deal/understanding between Ms. K Kavitha and AAP, wherein in exchange of kickbacks to the tune of 100 crores, she allegedly got access to the Delhi liquor business. And this is as per the ED prosecution complaint, facts stated by businessman Arun Pillai. Dr. Piyush Joshi.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to go into the technicalities of the case. That is going to be the legal team fighting on the behalf of the accused, in the court of law.
I'm not talking about technicalities. Links to Aam Aadmi Party is the only reason I'm asking you this question, sir, since you also represent the Aam Aadmi Party.
I understood your question properly, and let me make my point. All I'm trying to say that, let's devise a hypothesis. The hypothesis is 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, the court of the land, the law of the land, the court does not find any of the accused as guilty. What will you say then? Because till date, an agency like Enforcement Directorate is not able to establish a money trail. We have discussed the technicalities umpteen number of times on various channels, on various programs, yet they are still not able to ascertain what is the corpus of the alleged scam. Via which route the money has changed hands. So many BJP spokespersons who actually represent the ED in all of the television channels, I think so, they say that the money has exchanged hands through the electoral bonds route. Now, we all have the data in front of us. Which spirit company, which liquor company has paid the donation to Aam Aadmi Party?
My dear sir, the next half of this program is going to be dedicated to electoral bonds. Nobody's running away from that debate. But please, let's stick to this issue at hand. The next debate is exactly on electoral bonds. We have an entire debate planned on that. Please stick to the subject.
I am sticking to the subject. I am trying to understand where is the money trail. Because, the BJP spokesperson initially came and talked that this is an 11,000 crore.
Siddharth Yadav, there is no money trail at all. There is no money trail, and that has not been established by the agency as per Dr. Piyush Joshi. Please respond to him.
Madhav, first of all, I feel that this has been discussed very vividly in the Supreme Court. Prima facie, the money trail is there. It is reflected in the order of the Supreme Court. It is a matter of investigation. The investigating agency will prove it. But what is this argument that if there is a possibility that someone can be proved innocent tomorrow, he should not be investigated today? I am a student of law. In what aspect of jurisprudence can you say this? Everybody has a possibility of being proven innocent tomorrow. But you are guilty also, the possibility is equally there. And that is why you are being investigating. That is why investigations are being done on you, and that is why the courts are not granting you bails. I am not going into the merits of the case. That is for the ED, that is for their counsel, and that is for the courts to decide. My point is, if any political party or political leader is under this scrutiny and this investigation is happening, why do you want to create a narrative that no, we will not go through this process of law? Nobody is above the law. If the law is behind you and you have to follow that process, then do that. Don't create a political narrative to hide.
Allow me a 30-second interjection.
Okay. Very quick response. We're almost out of time on this debate. Very quick response, Dr. Joshi.
Less than 30 seconds. You are putting very, very important leaders behind bars for years altogether, and you are amending the laws in such a manner that the accused is guilty until proven innocent. You have changed the basic tenets and basic principles.
The courts of this country are. I am not.
This is the parliament that has enacted the amendment to the law. What are we talking about? So that is
Who has changed the basics of jurisprudence?
You are demolishing your political opposition.
At least talk on facts on what you are saying.
You are putting them behind bars for years altogether. That is where our objection comes in, and that is where this battle is fought politically.
Okay. I think, yeah. Siddharth, quick clarification. I'll go across to Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Yeah.
Madhav, I want to be very clear. I am not the one who is keeping anybody behind the bars. Neither is the BJP. If any agency under the central government is processing, following up any procedure of law, everybody has the right to go to the courts. If the courts are not granting you bails, it is the courts, the judiciary of this country. Why do you want to say that we are keeping you behind the bars?
Okay. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, come in on that, please. Come in on that. And in fact, even the changing of the law, the BJP in the past has said that it's the court that has done that. The BJP has had no role to play, is the stated position of the BJP in the past. Please respond to that, Kamruzaman Chaudhary.
Yeah, Yeah, Madhav, we all know BJP can always claim to be holier than thou, but we all know the sequence of events over the last 10 years, what happened. And you know the culmination that is happening today with the arrest of Kavitha Rao out here. You know, my hunch is this, that this entire Delhi liquor policy scam is turning out to be a sham like the 2G scam that the Aam Aadmi Party and the Bharatiya Janata Party brought out in 2013. But having said that, you know, I don't want to get into the technicalities because I'm not a lawyer myself. But on a political angle, how does it suit the narrative of the BJP in Telangana? That is the moot point, because we are into the elections out here. You see, after the Telangana loss, the BRS, the morale of the BRS, the party workers and its leaders was on an all-time low. And out of the 17 seats, Congress was expected to win at least 14 to 15 this time in Telangana. That was the ground report is coming in. Now suddenly, to prop up the BRS in Telangana is the handiwork of the BJP, so that the Congress's votes get divided between VRS and TRS and Congress, and BJP somehow or the other plays a...
Dinesh Chaudhary, you agree with that analysis? This is an attempt between BJP and BRS to try and gain sympathy for the BRS. That's what Kavitha Chaudhary is saying. Is that the point of this arrest, Mr. Chaudhary? Would you like to respond to Mr. Chaudhary?
Just a small point before coming to that. Just a small point before coming to that.
No, please answer. I don't have enough time. Please respond to him if you're responding to him. Otherwise, I'll give you a chance. Others have to move on.
Madhav, that's a very ridiculous claim. Because Telangana CM Revanth Reddy says that Modi is my bade bhai. And Modi ji immediately offers whatever Revanth Reddy requests. So, the Bonhami and Camarade is between them.
Okay.
They are handing low.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Completely out of time on this debate. Who is kiska bada bhai? BJP is BRS ka bada bhai? Is he got links? Does BJP have links with the Congress party? Is it a sham? Is it a scam? We'll get to know perhaps only tomorrow when that remand note is presented in the court and when K Kavitha is presented before the court as well. On that note, I'd like to thank our panelists for joining us, Dr. Dinesh Chaudhary as well as Dr. Piyush Joshi, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, Ishkaran Bhandari and Siddharth Yadav. Stay with us for debate number 2. On to debate number 2. After a wrap from the Supreme Court, SBI in fact has shared the electoral bond data with the Election Commission of India, which has now been made public. Now we know who donated how much, on which date, and how much each political party encashed. However, the direct correlation between the donors and the parties that encashed the bonds remains undisclosed, which led to a second rap to the SBI from the top court. The SBI has now been directed to disclose the complete data. Now, if we take a quick look at the top donors, we find that a company called Future Gaming and Hotel Services is at the top of the charts with donations worth an eye-watering 1368 crores. The next is Mega Engineering and Infrastructure Limited at about 900 crores. I think this figure is a little higher, around 960 if I'm not mistaken. Quick Supply Chain Private Limited is at 410, Vedanta Limited at 400, Haldia Energy Limited at 377 crores. Let's also tell you which parties were the top encashers. The ruling BJP is at the top of this list with 6,060 crores, followed by the TMC at 1609 crores and then the Congress at 1421. The BRS is next with 1214 crores. That's 1,214 crores. Now, though names of opposition parties are also there in the list released by the ECI, the Congress cries foul, claiming that there is fixing and has demanded a freezing of BJP's accounts and a probe at the highest levels. Listen in to the political reactions.
जो लिस्ट दिया गया है कंपनियों का, जिन कंपनियों ने इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड खरीदी है, उसका हमने काफी विस्तार से विश्लेषण किया है और हम 4 नतीजे में पहुंचे हैं। ये जानकारी से बिल्कुल साफ हो जाता है कि चंदा दो धंधा लो।
Our account is closed, their account is open. I demand an inquiry at highest level, and unless the truth is come out, their accounts should also be freezed.
जितने प्रांतों में कांग्रेस की सरकार है या टीएमसी की सरकार है या डीएमके की सरकार है, उन सरकारों ने उन राज्यों में भारतीय जनता पार्टी से ज्यादा इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड लिया है, इसलिए ये कहना गलत है। सारा काम पारदर्शिता के साथ और खुलेपन के साथ हुआ।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, joining us on the show at this moment are Professor Monajit Mandal, political analyst who leans towards the TMC, Abbas Haider, spokesperson of the SP, is with us. Siddharth Yadav, Ishkaran Bhandari continue to be with us, as does Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, political analyst. And I'm going to start with you on this debate. Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, the question is this. The biggest donor is Santiago Martin, a person whose son-in-law is a member of the VCK, which is an India Bloc member. There are also charges of the linkages of Santiago Martin, though in this particular case, perhaps the transactions don't conclusively prove that he has some ties with the DMK as well. Now, this is something that the Congress party should perhaps be reflecting upon, because it's all very well to lay charges at the BJP, but even within the opposition ranks, there are questions.
Yeah, Madhav, after the disclosure of the biggest scam in the world's history, if at all the political parties have to disclose all their details of this electoral bond, and the courts needs to establish any quid pro quo on these accounts. You have cited one example. Let me cite you another specific example to counter this, because if DMK is at guilt of taking money through electoral bonds and giving some favor to them, then TMC is also guilty of taking money from Kavithas. BJP is also guilty of taking money from something. But every aspect of this need to be investigated. That's my first point. Second point, coming to the specific example. You know, when the mega group of companies, payment of 966 crore was labeled in their account books as expenses. You know what does that mean? That means it is directly deducted from their income, resulting in a net loss of 33% of corporate tax, equivalent to around 290 crores. And whose 290 crores have been cheated out here? That's the government's, the public's money that has been cheated out here. And who benefits from this needs to be established. Because I am on national television, I will not say that Mega Group had donated to only BJP or only to XYZ party. But this is a loot and scoot formula that was established by the Bharatiya Janata Party. Third point, you know, understand the chronology of the entire thing. First, they brought in the Notebandi out here in 2016, squeezed off all the floating money of the political parties. I don't say that it was a good thing to have liquid cash in the party offices. But then after that, they immediately brought in the electoral bonds out here. When they were asked to declare the bond details, they took exorbitant time of
SBI, no, there are very many points in this. There are many points to debate. But let me start off. Please, Mr. Chaudhary, please bear with me. There's a limited time debate. Let me bring in Ishkaran on that point. Ishkaran, the 3 charges that were made this morning, 4 in fact, by Jairam Ramesh, at least 3 of them have been referred to by Kamru Zaman Chaudhary. The allegation of Hafta Vasuli, the allegation of quid pro quo, and the allegation of kickbacks. Of course, Jairam has cited certain instances where he refers to certain companies getting huge benefits after their donation. Also, in certain cases, when there are certain persons or institutions under investigation, then the donors start donating after raids. These are 2 instances that have been cited on record by the Congress party. Please respond to that, Ishkaran.
Yes. Yes, Madhav, because a new law was brought in of electoral bonds, let us first, before every law comes, we have to identify why the law was needed to be brought. So from 1947, where there was a Congress era, Were elections transparent? Was there no political corporate funding? Was every detail known to people? One short answer is forget everything. As recently as 1992, the Congress may not respect Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao, but the reality is he was Prime Minister and there was allegation that Harshad Mehta gave 1 crore in a briefcase and then became a big controversy, if you remember, whether 1 crore can fit into a briefcase or not. So that is the political funding model in India till this law came into. So we had to clean up cash from the system. So let's be very clear what the system was when this was brought in, what it was sought to address. Now let me come to the second point. The second point is the figures on your screen. BJP got 6,000 crores and TMC, a one state party, has 1,600 crores. BRS, a one state party, has 1,200 crores. So if you divide it by any ratio, how many state governments BJP has? Because that means the people there have voted for it, and also people living there want to contribute to it. That's a very common thing. If you get 20 crore votes,
how are you allowing this logic?
One by one, please, one by one.
And if you, 1 second, Madhav, I need to finish my point.
Irrational.
So
make your point, quickly complete your commentary.
Out here on television at least.
1 second, Mr. Chaudhary, you've spoken, you've had your turn, others have not even started speaking, please don't interrupt.
Yes. Madhav, if 20 crore people are willing to vote for a political party, potentially out of the 20 crore people, many are willing to donate to the party. If only 2 crore people are willing to vote for a party, the pool of potential donors is also necessarily small.
Okay.
This is a common sensical
Got your point. Let Professor Mandal respond to that. Professor Mandal, being a party that's largely restricted to one state, the pool of donors, population of the donors, voters, etc. is much smaller, and therefore the kind of proportion of the electoral bonds that the TMC has gained are perhaps many more than the magnitude of the voters in that particular state, is one point being made. The other point being made by Kamruzaman Chaudhary is, of course, the larger question. As far as the Kavitha electoral bonds are concerned, there are some concerns there as well as to the manner in which the benefits that perhaps those companies or corporates would have got in exchange for those electoral bonds.
So while vexing eloquently the previous speaker supporting BJP, is missing one very important point, that the companies which are being raided by CBI, ED today are donating huge amount of money day after tomorrow, and thereafter the raid stop. Now what is the equation between CBI, ED raiding? Who controls CBI, ED? ये बच्चा को भी पता है ये पैसा कहाँ के किसके घर पे गया है. There are very big companies, including the famous DLF raid. The DLF company has also donated money immediately after the raid. Future gaming and hotel services. I can name 12 companies. No time to do
okay.
that.
Professor Mandal, you've not answered the question posed to you, but since you posed questions of the BJP, I want Siddharth Yadav to respond to that. Siddharth Yadav, the charge repeatedly coming in of agencies being misused, and only those agencies, after their raids take place, that donations come in from them. How do we explain that?
You are asking this to me?
Siddharth Yadav.
First of all, Madhav, what has to be understood is there is no new revelation. There is no new revelation in this. It is not that the electoral bonds data has come out and so everybody knows which party has received what and which corporation has given out what. It is all white money. It is all bank account transactions. It is all check RTGS money.
No, but white money does not mean that there is no quid pro quo. Siddharth Yadav, white money does not mean there is no quid pro quo.
No, I'm coming to that. Madhav, I'm coming to that. So first of all, what has to be understood is, we as a political party, it is a mandate that we have to put out our accounts. Everybody knows that these much donations we have got. Every corporation also, on the other hand, every corporate also has to put out their balance sheet. Everybody knows how much they have donated. Everybody also knows who has been raided, who has not been raided.
Okay.
Everybody knows everything.
Almost out of time, but I'm actually going over. But Abbas Haider, quick response to that. Everybody knows it's all out in the open, it's all white money. Therefore, there's no cause for complaint or concern here. Abbas Haider, quick response, please.
I will just, I need some time because you've invited me. I'm not here to just listen to other guests. See, the thing is, you have asked a question from Mr. Mandal. I want to ask the problem is, it is right that Bharatiya Janata Party may have got 20 crore vote, but the data here is, it says that just a dozen companies have given more than 70% of the total amount. Another thing, see, I have list of companies like SROIA, they have ED. Arsenal Mittal, they have cases in income tax. Airtel, they have custom duty cases. GMR has got ED cases. RGP, so many companies, they have got, somehow they some.
Okay. Completely out of time. I'm very sorry, Abbas Haider. Yes, we have invited you, but we have completely run out of time on this debate. I'd like to thank you, Siddharth Yadav, Vishkaran Bhandari, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, and Professor Mandal for joining us this evening. Perhaps you haven't heard the last word yet, and perhaps in political season, in the run-up to that poll campaign, we'll be hearing a lot more about the electoral bonds matter. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.
The News Hour at 10 will be right back after the break.